What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. I kind of fell off for a little bit, took a little break. There really hasn't been much to record. I haven't really done much to the trucks. I will give you guys an update on the Chevy project because I have done a little bit of things to it off camera, but it's more of those like the opportunity presents itself, so I just get it done kind of things. But I figured I'd give you guys an update in this video, where I've been, what I've been up to, how are the trucks doing, and of course we're gonna do some mods to the Chevy today. So actually, let me walk inside, let me go grab what we're gonna install today, and then I'll give you guys an update of what's been going on. So give me a sec. All right, guys, so we're back. So yeah, like I was saying, we got the headliner redone. Like I said, all the plastics painted. It looks really good in here. You guys probably got a sneak peek of what we're gonna work on today. Probably the coolest thing that I've done so far to the interior was we did a little bit of ambient lighting. Let me see if I can show you guys if it pops up. Oh, it's not gonna be able to. Let's see. Oh yeah, so you can see it right there. So we did do some ambient lighting on the doors, just the front doors. You can kind of see it right there, and then it turns red. It's full color changing, so obviously I can set that to be whatever color. But I did hook that up to an ignition switch in the dash, honestly, on the fuse panel, and then the ones on the doors, I hooked them up to the doors as well, so that way you don't see any wiring. But yeah, I think that's one of the coolest mods I've done so far because it makes it super nice to drive at night. I'll put a picture on the screen of what that looks like at night. But yeah, and then obviously when you turn off the truck, everything turns off once it kills the power. But this is what we're going to be working on today. For those of you that don't know, and I guess you can say you're kind of base heads, I guess, like me.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Then Epicenter. So this is an Epicenter. The point of this is it amplifies low frequency. So for example, me that I listen to a lot of Mexican music, which is like banda, corridos, anything like that. This amplifies, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I understand it is this amplifies low frequencies. So those songs don't really have that much bass to them. So what this does, it amplifies the low frequencies, so that way your subwoofers can hit the way they need to. I usually run, on all the trucks that I've built so far, I run 2 bass knobs. So for example, this one is hooked up to the RCAs behind the head unit, and then it goes to the bass knob, and then from there it goes to the subwoofer, or to the amp technically, and it controls the subwoofer. So now we're going to be adding the Epicenter, so that way I have 2 bass knobs, so that way it's one for like rap music and stuff like that, and I can turn off the Epicenter. That way it doesn't amplify frequencies that are already there, because then it just sounds super distorted. I get it, it just sounds bad. So you get yourself an Epicenter, that way when it comes to like music that doesn't have bass at low frequencies, this right here amplifies it. So this is what we're going to be installing on the Chevy today. I do have to take off these rear seats, which are a complete pain to do. Honestly, it's not that bad, it's just very time consuming. But yeah, so I'm going to take off these rear seats today, hook up the Epicenter to the amp, and then go ahead and run the bass knob up to the front, and we should be good. All right, so you guys are probably asking yourselves, how did this go from installing an Epicenter to me cutting some wood? So when I mounted this amp, I put a piece of wood back here, and behind the wood there's some little padding, so that way the amp isn't hitting on the metal back here and rattling, obviously, when the subs are going off, or whatever. So I mounted the Epicenter in this corner to that same piece of wood back here, but up here there's nothing. So up here, if you can see, the Epicenter is going to be wobbling. Maybe with the seats on, it won't, how can I put it? It won't rattle as much, but obviously I don't want to risk it. So I was going to put this piece of wood, or these pieces of wood, behind here. And honestly, I don't even think I'm going to need this padding. I also found this padding in my toolbox that is used for like the edge of the bed on the outside whenever you put like a tonneau cover on it. So I had this laid over, or I have this left over from, I want to say the one we put on the diesel. So I was going to put this padding right here and then screw these little screws into this piece of wood. But now that I'm seeing how much space I have, I might not even need the padding, and just with the piece of wood back here might be enough, because once you put the seats on, then the seats and everything will push it back. So yeah, that's what this is for. So for those of you guys wondering how did this go from an Epicenter install to me cutting up some wood, that's where I'm kind of, I guess, where my mind is at. But yeah, this should turn out pretty good. I have the RCAs hooked up. So these are the ones from the stereo. So from the stereo, it comes into the input of the Epicenter, and then out from the Epicenter goes into the amp itself. So now all we have left to do is mount this Epicenter, make sure everything's mounted up good, because I don't want to take these seats off again to have to redo it. So mount this Epicenter up good, and then remote in 12 volt and ground, and that's going to go just straight from your amp. So this is going to be power, ground, and then this is going to be a remote wire. So you are going to have to run a new 12 volt ground and remote, which is this right here, and just tap it in to right here, run it back. I haven't decided yet if I want to run it behind. I think it would be a lot cleaner if I run it behind this padding and then just have it come out right here, or just have it come out right here and just run it just through here and down. So it'll be a lot less wire. It all depends on how much wire I have left over. I don't know if I'll have enough, but regardless, we're gonna send it. So yeah. Alrighty guys, so a bunch of hours later, everything is finally hooked up. We were just testing it. So obviously this is not how it's gonna sit, but I was just testing the bass knob of the Epicenter just to make sure everything works the way it needs to, and it does. So let me run you guys through how I hooked up everything. So like I said, the RCAs from the stereo come into the input of the Epicenter, and then it comes out right here and goes into the input of your amp. And then I ran these wires, which is remote, which is the trigger. So when you turn the key on, that's what powers everything. So remote, 12 volt ground, I ran them to the existing wires over here. You can kind of see them right there. Ran them to the existing wires over here with their wire ferrules and everything, and then ran the remote right there. And that is enough to power the Epicenter. Now, as far as tuning goes, this is kind of how I tested it out, and this is what works for me. If you guys want to copy the same settings, like I said, this is what's working for me. So yeah, that's how we got everything hooked up. Obviously I got to take the subs out again so that we can put the seats in here, but before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and run this wire down the side of the truck over there, bring it up through here, and reconnect it right here. That way everything looks clean. And then yeah, man, it's just a matter of putting everything back together. But I think as far as the system goes, bass wise, I think I'm done. This is how everything's sitting right now. Obviously we just have to put the seats back in it. You can see how I just put this block of wood right here, just so that Epicenter is mounted firmly, it's not going anywhere. And then obviously with the seats right in front of it, everything's gonna hook up really good. Everything's gonna be sturdy, nothing's gonna be vibrating. So yeah, man, I figured I'd catch you guys up, but so far so good. This project's coming out super sick. Alrighty guys, and just like that, she is all finished up. It is kind of unfortunate that it doesn't look any different than when I first started because everything is mounted behind the seat, but you can kind of see how we mounted the Epicenter knob right there. It does look a little bit crowded under the steering wheel, but it's all right, you know. Oh, you can see the ambient lighting as well. I was waiting for it to get a little bit darker, but given that we closed at 7 today and it is 6:30, we're almost out of here for the day. But yeah, this thing turned out super sick. Everything tucked away, no wires showing, everything tucked nicely under here, under the dash. Everything looks, actually let me lower the window a little bit because I'm traumatized. Everything looks the way it needs to, but I freaking love this thing, man. Don't get me wrong, I missed the F-150. So for those of you that don't know, that single cab F-150 that's on the side of the building that I showed you guys earlier, I sold that one, and then this is the project I ended up with. But yeah, I freaking love how this thing is turning out. I think as far as next for this truck, I really want to do a cowl hood, or at least the HD front end. I don't know why, but I just love how that HD front end looks. So I think that's definitely what's going to be for next for this truck. Maybe a different grill, but yeah, it's just a matter of honestly what I come across. I don't really want to be crazy invested into it like Coyote as far as like custom hood paint and all that, but I think this thing is turning out super sick. It does have its little details here and there, you know. It's not perfect. It is an 04, but like I said earlier, as far as under the truck, everything is super straight. But yeah, this thing looks good, man. I'm actually gonna take some pictures of it here soon, but yeah. Alrighty guys, so with all that being said, this is where we're gonna go ahead and end the video. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Today was more of like that DIY content, which is what originally started this channel with the black truck. For all my 10th gen F-150 fans, don't worry, we still have 2 of them. So not because I sold that one doesn't mean the 10th gen content is over. We're still very much gonna do it. We're just waiting for the nicer weather, I guess. But for now, I've been messing with this Chevy, and I think honestly we got it looking pretty good. We got it looking pretty decent. I did miss the DIY content. We've been going to a lot of car meets, truck meets, all that. So I figured we'd get back into what started this channel. So with that being said, guys, we still got so much left to do to this thing. Like I said, as far as like hood, grill, maybe a little tonneau cover over the bed, exhaust headers, maybe even a Pro Charger. Who knows? But yeah, we're never done with these trucks, so definitely stay tuned, guys. But with that being said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.